Our group researched differences in education between the US and Japan with a focus on university education. We have 8 topics about university life, international mobility, and compulsory education. We compared for each of them.
First, we will talk about class schedules. In Japan, university students have 2 or 3 classes per day on average. Japanese universities have classes until 7th period, so some students take 5 to 6 classes, but most students take not so many classes to consider tests and assignments.
In the US, the number of classes a student can take varies on a multiple number of factors like their time availability, the kind of degree they plan to pursue, the school's policies, and more. Most of the time, it is common for a student who is an undergraduate to take 12 credit hours. Below that is considered part-time. Some students can take as many as 18 credit hours per semester.
Next, we will talk about graduation requirements. Japanese universities set 124 credits on average for graduation, and some universities and faculties require to write a graduation thesis. Most students take almost credits within 3 years because of job hunting and graduation thesis.
In the US, the number of credits a student is required to take in order to graduate depends on the type of degree they plan to complete. For an associate's degree, the requirement is 60 credits, whereas a bachelor's is 120 credits. Master's typically requires 60 credits. Each credit has specific requirements and depends on the program the student is pursuing.
Next, we will talk about the class atmosphere. In Japan, class atmosphere is really quiet. Only professor talk and students just take notes and listen. Some classes have discussions and group works, but most classes style is passive and students don't ask questions so much.
In the US, the class atmosphere consists of large to small class lectures with discussions, group work, participation, and more. Students are expected to participate in class discussions, share their opinions, ask questions, and more. The professors assign readings and homework covered in class lectures. Textbooks are used in some classes, and professors use projectors to present their lectures.
Even after class in Japan, most of the students have part-time jobs, so after their classes, they work. If they are off, they have a lot of choices. Students can spend the time for club activities, hobbies, dinner with their friend, and so on.
So in the US, many students work after school, and campus life is a huge part of the American college experience. So many students take part in clubs or attend events on campus and socialize or even live on campus most of the time.
Next, study hours. This is a horizontal bar chart about study hours. From this data about half of students in Japan spend from 1 hour to 5 hours with their study per week at home. Students get homework from almost every lecture. In addition, reports are given by some classes at the end of the term. They are tough.
So in the US, students typically spend about 2 to 3 hours studying for every hour that they spend in class. The time that they are studying, they might be doing individual study or group study. Some even go and get tutoring classes at the tutoring center for help.
I talk about major decision in Japan. There are selection process for each faculty, so students have to decide what they want to learn before they enter university. For this reason, some students feel that the content of their studies is different from what they imagined.
In the US university, you don't need to decide what you want to major in the beginning. And in most universities, students are not required to declare a major until the end of second years. So one of the advantages I think for education in US is that the emphasize on the exploration of different fields.
In Japan, students need to wear a uniform in most middle school and high school. Uniforms were clearly separated for boys and girls, but these days it has become more genderless, like skirt and pants freely available for both of them.
But it's not that common for students in the US to wear school uniform. But many schools have dress codes telling students what kinds of clothing is or is not allowed in school. Such dress codes vary from school to school, but are normally based on broad policies.
I think you have received compulsory education. In Japan, it's established as that for 9 years, 6 years in elementary school, and 3 years in middle school. Not only studying, students also clean the school by themselves and attend events such as sports festival and school festivals.
And the compulsory education of US is 12 years. It's gonna be 6 years of elementary school, 3 years of junior high school, and 3 years of senior high school.
So the US and Japan have a lot of differences when it comes to their education systems. However, in both systems, the students endeavor to learn and remain persistent in their ambition. So, and just like all of us, I guess. Okay, thank you for listening to our presentation. These are our resources. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.